Hello there. Well, this is my second recording. Hopefully it will take this time on what I want to show on the screen. And it might be several short recordings. I apologize for that. So my name is Nita Black and I'm in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm so glad you're joining us in the Six-Figure Biz Plan Challenge. I hope this helps you, and please email me or connect with me if you have any questions or if you need individual help on moving forward in your business plan. I have pulled up the template so you can see business plan at the top. We talked about putting your logo or the name of your company here. And instead of my name, my company name, or Penguin Printing, you would put your name. So you can use this template to just type over things. It's editable if you want to use it, or copy it over into a different document. You want to put your company name, what your primary service or product is, and you sell to whom or is for what purpose. And then the contact information for yourself. If you have a co-owner or a partner, you can put their name in there too. The mailing address, we talked about using a PO box if you want, or but some sort of mailing address, mainly not divulging your personal residence to everybody. You would probably want to avoid that. And then you double click on the footer to change this. And this is to help you keep good records. If you have a patentable product or service, something intellectual property that you want to protect, it's particularly good to go ahead and date your documents and save the development of your ideas. So if somebody tries to yank that from you later, you will have this document to go back to, maybe talk with an attorney and get it resolved pretty quickly. The table of contents, we talked about taking off some of these squirrely descriptions if you don't like them, to make it more professional, or just leave them on here if that's easier for you. The next page, we talked about the executive summary being a short summary of each subsection of the plan. So for example, in the company description section, you'll see these two paragraphs. We pulled, once we developed the company description section, we pull summary information into the executive summary. So your executive summary is a couple of pages long. And you want to add photographs or pictures as you go to make it more interesting. You can change the font in your plan. You can add borders or colored background, just get fancy dancy on the graphics. I wanted to talk a little bit more about the company description. We discuss, you include the name of the company, when it was formed, who the owners are, where you organized, what legal structure you're organized in, like an LLC or a C Corp, what services you provide and to whom. So this is a top level summary that you should be able to do in a paragraph, and then also summarize number of combined years of experience or expertise, give yourself a plug in terms of the owner and why people would want to do business with you. We discussed using go ahead and update your resume and then use that to develop bio information, attach your updated resume to the plan. And then we get into the industry section of the plan. So on page 7 of the plan template, I'm going to pull up another file here. This is a summary of information that I pulled from census.gov. One of the things that I would suggest is go to NAICS.com and find your code, your industry code. At least find your 2-digit code. They will go on out like 6, 7 digits, but if you're a professional, if you provide professional services like I do, I know my code is a 54. And then my extension is something like 541911, something like that. So go to NAICS.com, figure out what your best industry code is, then go to census.gov. And I have downloaded some information, which I'll show you in a minute, but I've compiled some of that information. Like I took a snippet from the information that I downloaded for Shelby County. So you'll see Shelby County information starts right here. And in Shelby County, there are 19,543 total establishments, 440,000 employed in Shelby County, an average of 22 employees per establishment. So I took 440,000 employed divided by the number of establishments, which was 19,543, to calculate 22 average employees per establishment in Shelby County for all industries. So if possible, you want to break that down further to how many companies in your industry code and how many average employees they have and what their average sales are. So I'll send you this as a snapshot of the calculations that I've done. But based on the information from census.gov, I know now that there's an average of 22 employees per establishment in all industries, and the average annual salary per employee is $51,000. 54% of the total establishments in Shelby County have less than 20 employees. And I got that from the spreadsheet that I downloaded. So you'll see 10,545 right here. 48,000 people are employed in this subgroup of the total establishments. So these are the smaller companies that have less than 20 employees. They have an average of 4.5 employees per establishment and an average annual salary per employee of $40,689. Then I downloaded another spreadsheet and copied a snippet over for you to look at. So this is total US and total industries. And this shows that there are 7,860,000 total establishments across all industries in the US. 128 million people are employed, and $6.7 trillion in annual payroll, $37 trillion in annual receipts. So this is total US, total industry. Why is this important to you? It kind of starts at the top, total US, then you research state. Sometimes it's multi-state. In the case of Memphis, where a lot of my customers are located, it might be tri-state or Memphis, what they call Memphis MSA, Metropolitan Statistical Area, which in the Memphis area, that includes West Tennessee, North Mississippi, East Arkansas, because that's like within an hour's drive. So you can compile information on the Memphis MSA to determine how big your market is, how many competitors you have in that area, what do they look like in terms of number of employees, average sales size. A lot of this information, most of the information that I pull like this is from census.gov, and they have a ton of information. So just get prepared to spend maybe an hour researching this. I'm going to provide you what I pulled already. In the US, for establishments less than 100,000 in annual receipts, 83% or 6.5 million establishments are in the US that generate less than 100,000 in sales. I thought that was interesting. And I will tell you that census.gov, they like to get you comfortable with the report and the information, and then they change it. And so just get ready to go, oh my gosh, they've changed this again. They've updated. I ran this morning, so this is very current. And we'll just continue to talk. Hopefully you're still with me. 63 million in that smaller company segment are employed. And so that means an average of 10 employees per establishment, 2.6 trillion in total payroll. So that's an average of 40,855. Now this is total US compared to what we talked about earlier, total county. An average of 1.6 million in annual receipts per establishment. So what that means as a startup to you is, number one, it's reasonable to expect to make 40 to 50,000 and project that. And you want to reach that average, say within the first 3 years of being in business, and then work toward, if that's part of your business goal, work toward the annual receipts number, which is on up there, 1.6 million. Some people are afraid of making that kind of money. They don't want to be big. They just want to stay a small mom and pop, which is okay. It's a personal choice. Now, let me see if I have, I'll show you an example of the spreadsheet. So this is the spreadsheet that I downloaded from census.gov. And you can see it's got the metropolitan statistical area. So let's find Memphis over here. You'll see it listed MSA, as we talked about, as metropolitan statistical area. We'll look for that for Memphis and just kind of see what we can see and how we use this information to define our business and the potential growth in our business. Let's see here. Should be coming on up. You'll see there's probably, I don't know, maybe 175 or 100 MSAs across the US. So hopefully we'll get to Memphis here in just a minute. It is a beautiful day. I'm looking out my kitchen window and just thinking, I got to get this Zoom call recorded properly, get it out, and I'm going to take a walk. I hope you are too. Well, let's just look at, so another metro area is Dayton, Ohio. We'll just stop right here. Dayton, Ohio, it shows you the total industry information. So it's going to give you the number of firms and number of establishments. Now, number of firms is always going to be, is usually 9 times out of 10 going to be less than number of establishments. And that's because one firm may have multiple locations. So you want to use the number of establishments, number of people employed in each of those establishments. And let's see here. And this shows your payroll information. Some of the reports, like you'll notice on this report, it doesn't give you a sales size. And I look for reports that give you both sales size and payroll. I don't know why you want to have as much information on one report as possible to filter through, but sometimes that just doesn't happen. So this gives you, for Dayton, Ohio, the total, and then it starts going through the industry level information. So since I am in the professional services, here's my category. If I was located in Dayton, Ohio, this report tells me that there are 1,727 establishments in this professional, scientific, and technical services industry code, and they employ 25,028 people. And their annual payroll, you want to add 3 zeros, so that's $1.9 billion, roughly $1.879 billion. I can calculate, if I have less than 5 employees, I can calculate my better comparison on small firms if I were in Dayton, Ohio. And so I'm going to send you this link, or this, hopefully I can email this spreadsheet, and you can look at the Memphis MSA data and just narrow down where you are in terms of one of 1,500 companies in the MSA that do what you do, with average employee sales size, other information on that type of company. I hope this is helpful to you, and have a great rest of the afternoon. Call me anytime or email info@needablack.com. Take care.